See that?
As he's going through here, but then I believe he fell right after that.
And landing in a different spot than he was normally. He does end up falling to Esty. He, in the gas station, has been changing up loot spots every single game today, and it doesn't seem to be working out after his great performance in that first game.
Oh.
And Wolfie is actually also going down to himself there, which to me indicates he probably might have tried to RPG too close there. Wasn't a storm signal going off, so he will be taken out, and we saw him go down early last game as well. Rifle actually going to yoink that elimination away there. As you can see, Thomas trying to close in, get as much pressure here. Rifle did close out that last game, so getting another elimination there. Really good job on Thomas, using that shockwave horizontally, closing the distance onto passive, and give him a little donkey laugh and then take the L. If you're in Party Royale Island right now, you got that combo? Can you hit that combo real quick? Give him the donkey laugh into the L with a quick little dab, and then back into the L. Show him what you got. Show Thomas HD some love, because that was a
map as well. If not better, as Deceptos is looking for a snipe, almost hits it.
Drop, you can see 77 players left. Once the storm does close in, that storm surge will come into play. Don't forget that is 25 damage every 10 seconds. And with only the 3 minis, that's very rapidly going to pick through, but he should have an opportunity here. There's multiple players rotating in front of him. Still 5 below after that 32 tag, so not quite enough, but might have a nice little ambush opportunity, especially with those 3 crash pads here. However, he needs to be careful as there's 2 players here, and I think one of the players has to be below storm surge because they're in the zone and still pressing really aggressively.
And a nice heads-up tag there by Deceptos to get another tag for that storm surge. He's hopping the box. He's done with it. He says, you know what? I don't want to wait anymore. I want that tag. And with that elimination, he secures himself a placement point as well as the elim point going into that top 75 placement threshold.
Yeah, and a good job. So huge impact elimination there. We talk about tags, which is when you're just trying to... points, but more than capable of picking himself back up, and he is well above that storm surge threshold now. And oh my lord, the legendary pistol going to work. Ovations Arion going down there, and we've talked about just how strong that weapon can be and why these competitive and top players are opting to pick it up. It's because in the most recent season, all of those assault rifles have had their headshot multipliers change to be 1.5. The pistols, on the other hand, still have a 2.0 headshot multiplier, which means due to the higher rate of fire, if you're able to be accurate and find 1 or 2 headshots like you saw in that situation, you can convert into eliminations on a really consistent basis, and sometimes even better with the AR. But now, back on board here with Thomas, and the reason we're watching him is we're checking that loadout. He's the one with Kit's Mythic Loot, has the launch pad, and we've seen just how destructive it can be in all of these late game scenarios.
Honest people,
and Thomas has been mastering it so far, but he does get tagged up again. This is not good for Thomas. He's got the shockwave launcher. He's got a lot of builds, but he's running out of heals as he's going to get a nice beam, and we'll see him shockwave here momentarily. No, decides not to. As Carrot seems like he ran out of mats or was just in a bad situation, and Thomas capitalized yet again. And we've seen this in the first game. We saw him get mid-game elims. But this is the first time he's been able to actually get an elim and get the loot that comes with it. So that's going to be really good and really scary for these competitors. Because if he's able to pick up any floppers there, he's in a good spot. Someone, however, not in a good spot is Arden. as Hin takes him down very, very low. Artist going to have to make a play, but there's no play to be made there from him.
And the Storm was on his back, forcing him to rotate through. Hen also good job dropping down, picking up whatever he could get there, because you notice not a ton of materials coming over just below the elimination counter to the right of his name. You can see the total number of builds he has available as it does start ticking down. So only about a third of the maximum available, because when you're in the competitive mode, there is a mat cap. It's not 999 metal, 999 wood, 999 brick. No, you can only carry 500 of each, which ends up equating to 150 total builds. Is now we're going to switch on over to an initial replay here of Hen putting pressure down towards the fight and getting kind of this first damage onto Ardit, and it's just like a really good job making sure he's closing this out. And you can see, because the Storm is pressing up on the back and Ardit doesn't have the supplies or anything to really get past Hen, he's just forced to go, and Hen faking that he had rotated and then turning around, a really good job picking up that elimination.
Holy moly, people, stop.
Gamers Origin.
Literally.
And where the Holly hedges, that's really good for players like Rezon, who have not had to move this entire game as it's coming to a close here. He's got a good position in zone as well, as we see a lot of players go down. Storm Surge will be a factor in this next zone as it starts to close. We only need 10 players, however. A little bit less of the players alive, as this was a harder rotate for some players to make. Deceptos, however, is in first, is not slowing down at any moment in time. Constantly looking for tags, constantly looking for picks, constantly looking for anything he can to continue to spread his lead even more, because he was only in the lead before this by 2 points. Now will definitely be in the lead by at least 3 with that elimination, but that's not going to be enough for him. He wants to be 10, 15 points, however many more he can increase. That's what he wants to be, and he's actually following the path of Rezon right now.
And trying to do his best to play Fortnite as a platformer, just hitting all those crash pads, but unfortunately missing the second one, and he could end up paying for it as the spray comes through, and now he's going to be forced to burn some of the shields there, make sure he gets himself back up. You do see Rifla moving past him there. That was the match number 3 winner, trying to continue his momentum and rolling forward as now back on board. And one of the big pots, also down to just 62 builds and 2 crash pads. So a player right next to him not owning the wall, and he follows up 1, 2, 3 shots, but then he needs to back off right away because he picked up racks, but then another player was squeezing in towards the end. And this is that 4th circle kind of crunch we talk about, where everyone's piling in, establishing their box on the edge of the zone, trying to pull the half in, half out, but not get eliminated and not end up being the focus of other players. That's why you see kind of these different apartment buildings kind of being segmented off towards the side, as now we swing on over to Tayson, who also has Snazy right by him, but Tayson currently throwing some great shots and in an awesome gatekeeping position.
And in a very good spot, because there's no one really looking at him in that area. Now, if Zone does not pull where he wants it to, he will be in an awkward spot, but you see a Shark coming through the background, hitting some players, somebody else down below just trying to stave off the pressure, the lobby spray coming through. And that's what happens when you be a little bit of a loot goblin. As Milan gonna go down, but Tayson looking to get another elimination there. So someone else trying to rotate out as well. Everybody firing. He finds the man's literal foot there as he's getting the shot down to him, but I think that elimination is gonna go over to Vidil. So Tayson not able to capitalize on the second elimination, but at least able to pick up 1.
And you can see the thought process behind Vidil right there, trying to get around, or Vidil picking up Pinky there, trying to get around and rotate the side, using kind of the water and the path that was there. But both the Sharks and the lobby focus, and the fact that the players had already established themselves in the zone, meant the late rotate wasn't going to pay off. As now, look at the players who are all stacked on top of each other here. We're going to hop on board with Letwick, who's going to pick up Floppa Michael. We are inside the top 50, so second placement point has gone over. Now back on board with Letwick again, trying to push through and find a second Elam. It's Rifla who's going to get down. That was the match number 3 winner, so still plenty of the top players left in this one.
But they could go down if Letwick's continuing to push this advantage, but he doesn't have HP in his inventory. He's got the floppers, but no extra minis. This is not what he wanted from that loot. He was hoping for big shields, chug splashes, any more minis there.
Yeah, he's desperately looking for the siphon because he doesn't have a big pot to take himself over. This is the half-in, half-out zone, so he's just trying to keep the players from rotating in. But as you see in the bottom right-hand corner, pretty much everyone has already made it right to the edge of the circle. So once we move into zone number 6, aka the moving zones and the late game, it's all going to be about the rotation priority. This is the late game, match number 4. All of the top players are still in it, so keep an eye on that top left corner and who's taking down who, as all of them are capable of winning this game and closing out the victory route. 40 players remaining. The zone's going to close here, and we'll have the first reveal of the moving zones. You can see Rifla, Deceptos, Seventor, Steelix, Bion God, all the players directly on top of each other. Floki, Thomas HD, Vato, so many players stacked right towards this edge, and nobody has priority on the zone. Everybody is going to be forced to rotate. Look in the bottom right-hand corner. Pretty much the entire lobby is on the south side, and you have to go northwest. This is going to signal a ton of early crash pads, early launch pads, and then players who don't have that utility either looking to recycle it from opponents or just branch out right away. And here it goes. The crash pads and launch pads are out.
Rifla choosing to just launch instead of recycle because he doesn't want to rely on that volatility that is the Fortnite lobby. You see, looking around and scouting everything that he
How
can.
did you get up there?
As much information as he
That's
can.
where I was gonna go.
Any SMG plays here in competitive Fortnite because not a lot of players are prioritizing it as an RPG is going to come through. Rifla going to take a lot of damage, and I don't know he's going to be able to get out of this one. 29 HP. He does have mini shields in his inventory, and you see he did get out. He is going on the aggression. He has to go forward, and he needs to realize that he's got to be careful. He also needs this. He definitely needs to get elimination, challenging high ground there, and now dropping down.
And MCES X Squeezy has just picked up a huge elimination. Deceptos going down. Anas also going down. X Squeezy got picked up right before that, but the 2 top players are now out. This is Rifla's opportunity to stamp it. Hen is out as well. That's another player who is top 6 going into it. All of the legends are dropping, and Rifla saying it's my opportunity to shine. He won match number 3. Kenny turned it around. He picks up Slicks as well, saying I'm the best of us right now. I will prove it. 39 points. Top 25 going through another placement threshold, but can he execute from the low ground, now hopping up into the mid ground as we get a look at the wide and everyone else rotating through, but back on board with Rifla. Already 4 eliminations and pushing for that next placement threshold at top 20. Dennis picks up Thomas. Shrimsy also going down, another point ticking over, and that's around 40 for Rifla.
This is really good to see, but he's got to keep going. He can't get stuck in the zone like this. That's exactly what's happening. He's being held out. Shots
I don't go in this storm.
Not able to connect on him, and he's going to take over his own. 41 points is what he's finished off with this game. So anybody over 41 or close is going to look to challenge. Janus on the high ground. Look in the mid ground. Tayson there as well. Smudge and Snazy. Vadil, PCH, and Scrib there. That's your top, 11, 10 players there. As Janus is looking just to spray everybody. PCH rotating through that second high position, looking to get anything going there is Interact is hiding behind Letwick there. We get a lot of wides coming through as Janus is trying to pressure down there. I believe with that pistol there, or maybe an AR, doesn't really have much to work with. It seems like because his HP has not increased. Is Tayson going to get tagged on up? Smudge and PCH added. Scrib trying to make their rotation through. Slender on the low ground as well as Snazy. PCH is unfortunately going to fall. Interact going to be there as well. Vadil right now on your screen. 3 eliminations looking to make it more. 9 total players remaining. Got Crash Pits, got Floppers. Scrib is going to fall there. Vadil trying to rotate with the last little bits of mats that he's got, and he's got enough hard mats to make one more box, and then he's going to have to make a play. As everybody making plays down below, he's just trying to hold out. He doesn't want to drop down right away. Stays going down. Nice shot there on the Tayson. It's a mythic loot there, but he's not going to be able to pick it on up. Everybody falling. Punch going down as well. Floppers being popped here. Does he have enough HP to pop and make it in his zone? The Floppers are going to help him. Letwick going to go down. He was up there near the points as well. Janus maybe able to take this. The Evans, yes, solo invitational winner, doing very well, but looking for Deal. Just floppering in zone, trying to mini up, trying to get prepared. As Slender is going to go into the zone. The Shockwave launcher is here. Janus going to lose high ground there to Vadil. Does he have enough HP to keep it? Does he have enough mats to keep it as well? Vadil dropping down, Shockwave being used, everyone being flown. Janus is still there, shots coming through. Vadil going to miss, and unfortunately Slender going to take him down. Now in a 1v1 scenario, Janus launches himself in his zone. Oh no, this is not what he wanted. He didn't want that, but shots go through. He hits a lot
Oh
of
my
damage.
goodness, it's a
And now the
2v2.
HP is back in his favor. Slender has to make a play. Shockwave's being used, and I don't know if there's enough shockwaves left in the game to get Janus to win, but he's got the HP. He's got the shotgun shot. He's got the pressure.
Oh wait, isn't
but
that
can he
one
find it? Can he find the angle that he needs? He's going to have to drop down sooner or later. The zone. We've got one more, but Slender notices that and gets the jump up dub.
You got this.
Slender
You got this,
with
bogging
the
girl.
4 eliminations in the victory royale.
Come on.
25 points coming out and
Come on.
executing from the low ground. Janus, unfortunately, not able to close it out
Oh my
with
goodness.
the shockwave launcher, but a good
Oh.
defense coming out from Slender there. And 4 matches are down with just 2 games remaining. Who will walk away with that #1 spot in Europe? Zeke, Bala, Shio, break it down for us. Let us know what we're looking for.
There's a lot of things that we are looking for, and right now there's actually some we have yet to see, and the leaderboard is going to help uncover what it is we're missing, because there's a shark hiding in the shadows as we are running through this race toward this finish line. Boys, first off, big congratulations there to Slender. I like the victory royale, and I like the defensive route he needed to take there to keep Janus away from getting that win.
Absolutely, and now we're going to be looking at the ramifications of that game and what it's going to look like going into the final slots over here for Europe. For the standings, in first place, is it someone new? What's it going to be? No, Rifla is still holding on to that top spot, 41 points in total, now almost leading the pack, right behind Vidil in eliminations, has that win in case of the tiebreaker, but he is dominating game after game, so consistent.
The 2 players I want to highlight, because what we're talking about consistency, these guys are converting the most. Rifle has actually had a 2nd or 3rd zone fall, which actually pushes his average placement way out. And if that happens again, that is dangerous. Whereas Desitos and Letwick, they've only had 1 game where they've fallen out of the 4 in around the top 40 area, which is actually converting on a little bit of elims, but otherwise, too, they're pushing deep into the top 10 on every game that they make it into that end game. So that is very, very crucial looking forward. I think it's going to be a duel between Desitos and Letwick.
I mean, they are pulling away from the pack. Look at the top 3 down to top 10. You're looking at an 11-point differential. And don't forget, Flois was the first winner on the day. He got the first victory royale. But we see this a lot, right? Whoever starts strong, they tend to fizzle.
Still, though, like everyone always has this expectation that it's possible for these players in 20th place, in 30th place to bounce back up. I would usually agree, but after watching EU today, it is the same players we're seeing alive in Endgame. When we say these guys just need 7 or 11 points, that means getting to the top 10. And for a lot of these guys like Steelix, Snazy, yes, they're playing well, but are they there consistently? That is the big question.
Yeah, that it will be. Bad Sniper, 21st right now. Mongrel also middling around 22nd. That's not where these guys want to be going into the final 2 games, but there's still a chance. We all know when it comes to 6-game grand finals that the final 2 games mean so much.
No matter what, these guys want to get better than anyone else around them, want to place higher. So all the way till the final game, the competition will stay hot.
We got to think, man. 2 games left. It's wild to think we've been doing this for like 3 weeks now, and now we get to look at the conclusion, see who will hold the Axe of Champions high, and after 2 games, we'll have a new FNCS champion. Now, guys, we were kind of talking about players, the shark in the water, and it's none other than Deceptos, who is finding himself in that 2nd place. We haven't seen him much on broadcast, so what has this guy been doing?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be a group effort here, but 100% we'll break it down in just a sec. Deceptos has basically been going, as you said, Zeke, through those shadows, right? He's been playing around other players and how, you know, kind of pop-offy they've been. They're kind of showing overall exactly what they can do and break down in front of everyone else. And while they're taking the spotlight, that's the word I was looking for, Deceptos is operating in that background. He's getting everything these players are not looking at or seeing.
Yeah, there's so much to actually consider when getting into Deceptos' game plan because, like I said, he's converting on these end games. I want to find out how. I want to find out where this man is dropping and how he's actually transitioning into the end game because, like I said, it's so important, but these are some of the things we miss. him in top 10 right here, 2 eliminations, and he still makes a couple counts. While some at the top, like Rifle, might be having a little bit more impact in terms of elimination, he's making it count for placements.
And this is exactly how he gets his game started. Let's actually break down what he does every single game, specifically that last one too. Landing somewhere near Lazy Lake, actually taking a back alley loop path all the way across the map, picking up so many houses that people will get to later on faster than them, and then getting into these positions, these boxes fast, where he has control and can drop down these shotgun shots in really crazy angles.
And this game right here was actually Deceptos' first game where he ended up falling after that top 50 mark, so he got the 2 placement points. But what he did do is actually fight a little earlier, grab that elim on Bad Sniper, and then has the awareness to recognize that Arax is in the box next to him. He'll convert, but after those 2 fights, that's when it gets to be a little risky for Letwick. It was last game that was an issue for him. This time, he's still going in, and he'll take down so many important ones. That was a Nas, and you know how high he was on the leaderboard.
And these guys are in the game every single time. They're taking out these big names. We alluded to these 20th place players possibly rising to the top. They have to overcome these 2 monstrous barriers.
I mean, you know, and it's just going to come down to the final 2 games here. Rifle holding strong at the top, but Deceptos, they're lurking in the waters. You've got Letwick who's on the side. Anas, who picked up the Victory Royale, is here as well to play. The Deal, who made it through, which, by the way, sat in the storm forever, was eating floppers, and then is like, oh, I have to get to the storm? I got crash pads, baby, it's good. So many names are in this race right now.
Yeah, but for me, I'm going to pick Deceptos to make it through in these last 2 games. He has been playing out of his mind, and before that game where he fell after 50th place, for him it was an average placement of 9.67. So I'm going with the Frenchman. Allez les bleus, let's go.
Okay, I'm going to pick a Rifle to stay up top. I feel like
ACC.
being in first is a big deal, and he can hold on and stop these 2 men, no matter where they're from taking that top spot.
Watching
All right,
that
I'm
bit.
going to the Deal because he has style points and I like style. Guys, with that being said, we're getting ready to head into the next game, game number 5 here in EU. Sundown Clay, let's throw it your way.
Hello? Thank you
Hi,
so much.
we're watching the event.
With just 2
Oh, really?
games left
Oh, I'm
to
gonna
go.
watch with you guys. Okay, but guys, for some reason, I was playing with other person, bro. Sorry that I didn't join earlier. For some reason, I kept on trying to join me, but it's in party. Wait, bro, wait.
Anybody can make
There's not enough points in the lobby for you to make that play if you wait to the final moment. So you need at least 2 games to write the miracle run, the miracle story. And we've seen a lot of players do. Will Rifle be able to make that happen? Noah Riley trying to make his run up the top of the leaderboard as well. Rifle, though, is
Oh my goodness.
relatively uncontested other than he's got 2 people there. But with the way Frenzy's built, you can be contested and never see your opponent.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities for you to break sight lines, get through. You can also see Llama tagged up. Llama 210 over there. Chat calling it out. Everyone.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
Get through a rifle.
Just had to tell my family to, like,
Such a
you know.
big influx of not only materials, but key
Huh?
in-game
Oh
items
look, we
that
got so many people on top of this.
actually
We're
putting
all.
that launch pad, but now you can see
Did you know someone got banned
going on over
from
here,
watching
waiting
this
for
concert?
Floki